GSL Super Tournament Season 2. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2018 GSL Super Tournament Season 2.
We're back halfway through our best of fives for day one here in the GSL Super Tournament. We're now going to go to Impact versus Solar. I think this is going to be a pretty even ZVZ. I have a tough time really saying that there's a favorite here.
Yeah, I think that this is a really interesting matchup for me personally to watch, right? Because when you think of top Korean Zergs, Rogue Dark, Sue all come to mind immediately, right?
Right.
And the fourth guy that I was always putting in there was Solar. And for a long time, I think that was true, but more recently, in my mind at least, I've replaced Solar with Impact, but it's flexible.
Okay.
Like, I feel like these guys are both kind of vying for fourth. Since Byul is out of the equation now, he's retired. It's like, who's the fourth best Zerg in Korea? I think it's one of these two. So I think it's a really nice match, actually, that we have here.
Good to have some ZVZ here as well. Solar, a player who's seen major success. Impact, someone who's been eyed for a long time by everybody who's a really diehard StarCraft 2 fan, because you're always wondering, is this going to be his time? You know, he was an up-and-coming player. I think he has not made the splash that anybody had hoped for. And that's not to take anything away from him. He's very good. We're constantly casting him in tournaments, you know.
And to be fair, he's had some good GSL runs. He's beaten some really great players, won some groups that people weren't expecting him to. Last year, he did win a VSL, which was like a more Korean-centric tournament. Didn't really have that much coverage in the West. It didn't have WCS points on the line, so it wasn't paid attention to as much. But it was a tournament much like a Super Tournament or a GSL, where it's like, oh, all the best players are in that, right? And he won one of those. So he's very good, but he's not like, like a Dark or Rogue or a Sue that you always see doing well, right?
Yeah, you nailed it, Artosis.
Thanks, Tasteless.
You get A+ on that one, Artosis. We're going to go into game one now, and I don't know how to call this whole series. It could be a 3-0 on either side. It could go to game 5, 3-2. I guess we're just going to see how they play.
It's very variable.
I guess the big question is, are they going to make their barracks in the middle of the map? I mean, that's kind of the theme this whole GSL.
In a proxy of Match3.
I know, right? I mean, are they going to pull Phoenixes and then try to surprise them by taking out the Widow Mines? We're going to find out as our game is ready, guys. This is game one. Solar versus Impact. In all seriousness, a ZVZ that should be pretty close here in our GSL Super Tournament.
GSL Super Tournament Season 2. Round of 16. Match 3.
Chun, 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 chun.
I love these pictures that we have, but the Solar one is just comical.
Titan EX1. Impact. Infinity Gaming, Solar.
Not a big surprise here that Impact going for a much more aggressive build. Going for that very quick gas and pull for his Overlord. Solar going for a more macro-esque play. Impact is on the very aggressive side of Zerg. He can play a macro game. He has quite strong mechanics.
Oh, from Bulgaria.
Something about yogurt and Zerg.
My thoughts exactly on that side on the left. Oh, some gamble. I forgot we were making that joke a while back.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming down, guys. Yeah, Impact would go for an initiation here. Will this get me karma on our StarCraft? Well, does anyone else think that might get him karma on our StarCraft?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you put a meme below it, and a meme below it, and a meme below it.
That's true. If he would have just put the pylon eyes, someone take a screenshot of that guy and put pylon eyes.
Yeah.
The warping in gateways, whatever it is, on his eyes.
Yeah.
100% karma guarantee.
Yeah. People are scrambling to do it.
Can't be stopped. Literally can't be stopped.
People are tripping over their what do you do that in Photoshop? I don't know how to make those images. MS Paint, what do people use now?
I don't know. I think you have to make a map that looks like him and then build 2 gateways there.
I'm so not hip. I'm like, so what do they do that on, like a typewriter, like a Game Boy? How does that work? Okay. So yeah, Impact's going to have the option, like we were saying earlier, to initiate. This is, again, what his play style a lot of times is centered around.
Yeah, and he loves this build specifically in ZVZ as well. It's something that we see from him a huge amount of the time. Okay, he is just seriously going ham with it right now. So many Zerglings on the way. There is a spine being made by Solar. Now, Impact, you know, he did stop with just speed. He didn't go into a Baneling Nest, and that's always something you can't know for certain. So we see a very defensive stature here by Solar. You know, he's got to be careful because of that. So many Zerglings floating across the map right now, though. And drones start for Impact, so we see where he's cutting the line.
Yeah, he's not going all in with this. And great catch there by Solar, actually taking out a lot of those lings. He's going to try to go in and loop around. It looks like one ling will get in there with the scout. Solar already making drones along with this. And a Baneling's Nest goes down just a second ago.
Yeah.
Now, will he try to just take the game in the opposite direction? Now that Impact's going to try to play the Econ game, does Solar come in here and stomp him out with the Baneling bust? Sometimes Baneling Nest is simply a precaution to any other further aggression.
You know, looking at this, Solar is so far ahead right now.
He really is.
He is so, like, that was a very strong hold. He kind of realized pretty quickly that there were not Banelings involved. The fact that he did not lose his hatchery at all, that he, you know, he made that spine relatively quickly. There was no harassment damage done to him whatsoever. Impact realizes this, right? And while Solar's sitting here droning, Impact's making lings. They both have a Baneling Nest, though. Oh, wow. That's kind of funny. Like, Solar it looks like Solar wants to put on a little bit of pressure and see if he can get something done, but realistically, those two Banelings, the most they can find is 3-4 drones because there's almost no drones. He actually just needs Banes at home.
Well, hold on. They're both going around each other. This is starting to get a little bit weird.
I think that going around each other really favors Impact right now.
It seems like it. Let's see how much damage this can actually do. A surround here on the Queen. Now, where does he want to use these Banes at? Looks like he's more interested in actually taking out the lings that might try to come back here and save the day. For Solar, Impact now coming in here. Looks like the Spinecrawler is going to go down. The main is getting cleaned up pretty nicely here, but a lot of Banelings here for Impact coming in.
Yeah, oh my gosh. These Banelings can definitely deal a lot of damage to Queens. Oh, that was a sick transfuse right there.
Really nicely done. This hatchery might go down. Getting the Queens is great, but you really want to get drones here. The Spine Crawler is just going to be... That's it, Impact taps out. Okay, so basically Solar handled that really well, both on offense and defense.
Yeah.
And Impact died.
And, of course, this is super important for Solar. Like we were talking about at the beginning of the day, he's still possibly in the running for BlizzCon. If he wins the whole thing, then... well, I guess he gets to go, right? And there's a chance even getting top 2 can get him there as well. But first things first, he's got to take out Impact.
I know that it was a short game, but so far, man, Solar's looked like he can handle whatever.
Yeah, it was a very good defense. And
much cleaner ZVZ overall.
I felt like when they ran past each other, I was like, oh, this gives an opportunity for Impact to win in a game where it seemed impossible.
He seemed to be hemming and hawing with those Banelings a little bit. He didn't quite split the lings up maybe in the right way to get drones.
Maybe, yeah.
Hard to say. But again, at this level of ZVZ, a lot of the stuff these guys have mathed out so perfectly. They show up. They know exactly what to do. Yeah. Anyways, game number 2 will be on Acid Plant, and that game has loaded up now, guys. Impact versus Solar, another best of 5 here in day 1 of the GSL SuperTournament.
GSL SuperTournament, Season 2, Round of 16, Match 3. Titan EX1, Impact.
Yeah, losing that first aggressive game, but that's all right. He's got a reasonable range in this matchup. Definitely fall back and play a macro game.
Infinity Gaming, Solar.
Solar, a little bit more off-brand in his ZVZ a lot of the time. Doesn't do as many of the early aggressive builds. He does have some interesting like gasless plays that he uses occasionally. And
yeah, it's kind of funny because you're right, he hasn't seemed to have really copied other Zergs as much as he just sees the game in a very different way. And you know, he seems to be pretty comfortable that his way of playing is good. It actually reminds me a little bit of Gumiho as far as Terran play goes.
Yes.
Where
very much so.
I mean, he's a great player. He hasn't quite had the same success.
I love it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's important.
Oh, that's Crank over there, and I can't see who's behind.
I think it might have been MMA.
Young was there?
No,
yeah,
it's not
maybe.
MMA. It's not.
Who is it?
Holy moly.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Makes sense.
But I did see MMA down there earlier in that same seat. Okay.
Yeah, but actually what you say about Solar is very true, and I feel bad that he's not having a very good year this year, because Solar definitely was one of the top Zergs for a very long time, and he actually invented many of the things that we know and hate. For instance, this guy was one of the originators of modern Swarm Host play against Protoss, which is pretty much fallen out of style. People play Swarm Host a little bit different than what he was using, but I guess if you look back a year ago to what Swarm Host play was, he kind of originated that. And then, like, for instance, he is the first Zerg that was really using Banelings against Protoss.
Yeah.
Like, he actually is the one that started that back in SSL, like, 2015. He was like, hey, guess what unit's good against Protoss, everybody? And we're like, it's not the Baneling. And then he's like, it is the Baneling. And, well, the rest is history, right?
If you didn't have a player like this, the game would probably look pretty different.
Yeah.
Because he had some pretty ingenious moments. The Impact was featured in, I can't remember the documentary's name, all of a sudden. What was the name of that StarCraft documentary?
It's one with Jaedong in it.
Oh, shit. Why can I not remember this?
It's, gosh.
Okay.
It's killing me, yeah.
I just researched for the documentary with Jaedong. He was another player who was featured in that.
Yeah, as kind of the up-and-coming guy, but that
yes.
It was a Brood War documentary. It's a little bit old now, but he was a very new player, and everyone was kind of like, yeah, this guy has that potential. And the thing is, it takes many years. Very few people just pop up out of nowhere, right? Like, who's popping up out of nowhere? Raynor only? Like, right now, right?
And Raynor was actually around for a long time. He was just too young to play in tournaments.
And it's like, people might be like, well, Cyril. No. Cyril's been playing, like, competitively since, like, 2013. So, yeah, it takes many years to fulfill your potential. Many. Like, look at Maru. This is year 8. And he's finally hitting that level, right? He's a top Terran before, but now he's the Terran. Anyways.
Already?
Yes.
Thinking of a number, do you know what it is? 18 Zerglings.
Oh, okay. I was going to say 18. I'm like, it couldn't be 18.
You're like
it was
7.
16.
I'm like, everybody guesses 7. How did you know? So we're about to see a big attack coming in here. Fortunately for Solar, he does get Lings in here and kind of sees this. Yeah. Now, this is a situation where they're both on 3 bases, so the aggressor, there's a lot of unique things you can do in this situation. Oh, my God, good positioning. He pins the Queen up against the Geyser, so 1 Queen down. 9 Roaches on the way here to help defend for Solar. Roaches can be pretty handy against Lings. They get a lot more sustain in those fights.
I think at this point, Impact, the best he could possibly do is get the hatchery. If the Roaches are used smartly, then there's no way for him to die, but it looks like he's going to come out and try to save this hatch. I think, yeah, he should be able to. It's really not that much.
Okay, 2 Banes coming in here, and Solar is not reacting in time. And that means 6 drones are going to be killed off. Wow.
That was a sick kill, too. Those 6 drones actually put Impact ahead in that drone count.
Yeah, that was the most impactful part. No pun intended there. Yeah, of that entire engage. I didn't even mean to do it, really. Really, no pun intended.
Yeah, I do actually. A lot of times people say pun not intended, or no pun intended, or whatever, and they actually did intend it. But this time it was real.
I genuinely meant it.
Yeah.
From my heart. I said it and I went, whoa, look what I did there. Or did I really do anything? Did I just use a normal word? It happened to be his ID.
Yeah, that's what actually happened.
So, Impact now getting 11 more Roaches.
Or his first 11 even.
Now this hatchery is still a little bit squishy. Ooh, good save. Looks like he can only get 1 drone there. So yeah, Impact now finally trying to get his own Roaches. Solar is still ahead in workers, but the Army's difference is pretty huge here. Impact is looking pretty powerful, to be honest.
Yeah, this attack definitely is something that could be frightening. He is way behind in drones at this point, but the thing is, you look at that, and one way you may look at it is, wow, Solar's way ahead in drones. Another way is, uh-oh, did he overmake drones? He doesn't have enough larvae to make the Roaches that he needs at this point?
It really is a... Yeah.
It could be.
You could definitely overdo one for sure. Some of this is also going to be on Impact, and when does he actually attack out here? And when does he feel safe engaging?
Oh, 28 Lings. I reckon it's going to be right around now that he moves out.
We have some Ravagers being made here as well.
Yeah, this is
two fronts that Solar's going to have to defend with a considerably smaller army, although a lot of those are going to be Lings moving across the map.
This is pretty all in.
Yeah.
+1 is not close enough that it's going to make an immediate difference. +1 would really help here because of the amount of Lings that are being brought in as well.
Well, he's buying a little bit of time, but we're still more than 10 seconds out on that upgrade. Ouch.
Yeah.
Vile connects.
And quite a good one there. All right, well, Impact looks like he might be able to break Solar here. Solar microing backwards.
Okay.
It's these little chokes that the Zerglings are just not nearly as useful in.
Yeah.
He's bought the time, and now his +1 is done as well. That's really going to help out.
Yeah, but that being said, there's a lot of drones basically exposed at this third base that should be taken out. Queens and Roaches trying to come up ahead and fight this off. Now, the Roaches are slightly stronger here for Solar, but the angling for Impact is very, very strong.
Yeah.
And it looks to me like this is really game over. I mean, there's so much damage coming out here. 12 workers already dead, and the second base getting breached here. We're going to be tied up 1-1 with Impact winning game number 2.
Yeah, keeping on that aggressive play, being able to pick off Solar this time. Solar maybe over-droning just slightly. It can be really hard to tell exactly how far you have to go against Impact.
G.
Yeah. All right, a strong victory there. Solar really need him to pick up this series, man.
Well, you know, it's funny because he I don't know, that was a lot of drones he got back there. I mean, he did not need to get that many.
Yeah.
Especially when you know Impact's probably going to be aggressive, whether it's right away or a little bit before we really touch base on mid-game.
He's not a player that you're going to see make lurkers. I think that's a good way to define his ZVZ. If you're a guy that makes lurkers, then you're a guy that plays the late game. That's not really Impact. He's going to find a timing before then that he wants to try to hit and put all his eggs in that basket. Put all his larvae in that basket. Turn into eggs, which pop out Zerglings oftentimes.
Well said. We're going to go to the map Blue Shift. Right now in the ZVZ. Impact versus Solar. We're tied up 1-1. Again, it's a best of 5 here in the Super Tournament, and our game is ready. Let's go.
GSL SuperTournament Season 2, Round of 16, Match 3. Titan EX1, Impact. Infinity Gaming, Solar.
Alrighty. Solar with a pretty defensive opening right there.
Yeah, and in a twist here, it's Impact that's going for the hatch first. Not that that's crazy for Impact, but we generally would have, in our heads, switched the two. Kind of like what we saw in Game 1.
I like this. They're going with the ultimate underdog for BlizzCon each time. Kumio's out. Okay, Solar he's the long shot now.
Yeah, getting value out of that sign too.
Yeah, that's good. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Exactly.
That's reusing right there.
Now, although Impact does go for the hatchery instead of the pool, that doesn't mean he can't be aggressive here. So,
yeah. In fact, it just moves back the aggression slightly. Now, Solar is going for a few Lings here. This is not something that he's expecting to necessarily get the hatchery or anything. You go pool before you Overlord, then that's a different story. But he'll put some pressure on. We'll see what he gets done.
So the Lings are going to come.
Wow, yeah. He's barely dodging that Overlord.
Yeah. I believe that was just out of range. Yeah. So with the Lings coming across the map, we really want to see, who, first of all, when does Solar make his own drones? And I imagine he will get some coming up here. And how much does Impact make and defend? And does he lose any workers? Does a Queen get cornered? Anything like that? Now, there's an Evo chamber coming here from Impact. And it's not positioned anywhere in the front of the base.
No. This always points towards Zergling upgrades.
Right.
It can be Carapace and it can be Melee. Both of those do end up working.
Run!
See what he goes for. Let's set the noise up. Is that the Zergling's attacking or the drone getting away?
That's up to you.
Yeah.
That's In my head, it was the drone, but I'm open to interpretation for that, Artosis.
Yeah.
I don't own that idea, really. So the Lings are hitting these queens. Now, he did not see the Evo chamber, right? That was out of range.
He might have seen it. He might have seen it.
But there are a lot more Lings on the way, and this is all going to happen before armor can really become a factor.
Yeah.
It's important to note that he didn't send all the rest of these Lings out here right away. So he's hoping that Impact was actually going to drone up a little bit too heavily, and then Solar would come in here with the punish.
Well, with this many Lings out, he has a very decent chance at killing off this hatchery. Let's see what he can get done. A lot of Lings being made now by Impact, who actually cancels his +1 carapace.
Oh my god, he's going to get the queens, both of them, before the drones can come in here to help out. The drones are here, but they're not mining without that queen support. It's a lot harder to do the damage you want to do.
The drones actually get a pretty decent surround there.
By the way, he's making more and more Lings. He dives past those the defenses over there at the ramp, and now he's seeing these workers over in the main.
You know, I think that he did see the evolution chamber almost for sure. I think that's why he did this. He's like, oh, I have speed, you don't. You're going for a delayed attack.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he just really counts. It looks
that's
to me like the game's over.
Basically game, as far as I can tell as well, Artosis. Right now, Solar just leaning on that Z key, making more Zerglings, and closes it out.
Yeah. That was a
How long have we been in this best of 5? This is going so fast, it's weird.
Yeah.
I think we've been on for about 35 minutes in this best of 5, maybe even less.
Possibly.
Let's say it's 20, just to make it dramatic, you know? No one's going to question us. 7 minutes
so
long. We've never seen anything like it before, guys. So Solar's up with a 1-0 lead. Solar actually being the aggro player there and punishing Impact. I'm guessing maybe Impact goes back towards at least something to try to control the start of the game. You don't have to try to close it out, but at least you're going to get the tempo.
Okay. Cerulean Fall going to be our next map. See where Impact wants to get aggressive here. Solar has to be feeling pretty good overall. Seems like he's got a decent handle on what's going on.
Yeah. Impact needs to win this next game, guys, or he's going to be out. I hope he can do it. I want to go to Game 5 with all these games, but I don't know, man. Solar's pretty good. He's pretty accomplished, and this is pretty important for him. He wants to be moving on
GSL
in these WCS points.
Season 2, round of 16,
Oh my God.
Match 3.
Well, that right there is a 12 pool.
Titan EX1, Impact.
This game's Solar going to be the aggressor. He's going for that hatchery.
Infinity Gaming, Solar.
So the build that Solar's doing here, generally what you do with this is you make a bunch of Lings to try to get the hatchery, and you can actually expand with it as well because you're not getting a gas.
Yes.
But look at this. Impact's actually kind of going into a bit more defensive build here with the Overlord into the pool. So this is going to give him a bit more flexibility in defending.
Yeah. Like Artosis said, you know, a lot of times we'll look at Lings and say, oh, they're going to end the game. No, this is really more to control the pacing of when hatcheries come out. Whoa.
Build. Oh, God. Okay, let's do it.
We're going out with style.
Yes, indeed. I'm loving it.
We can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, this is a spine push.
Yep.
And Impact's going to know exactly what this is.
And Impact also saying this is also spineless.
Yeah, the fact that Impact went for a pool first, like if this was hatch first, I think he probably just kills him. But what you do basically is, because you have the early Lings, you try to protect your spines and get them into position. Now, obviously, where the spines are, there is still the possibility that spines can get up for Solar, and he prevents burrows of the spines moving forward. Oh, he's just going to attack.
Yeah, I guess you just pull the trigger on this. Wait, Impact wins this, right?
Yeah.
GG. See, damn, I'm good. Guys, that's why I'm a caster. Did you see me call that one?
Dude, the guy with 3 spines about to finish is going to stop the drones, right? Yes, Tasteless.
Despite what you think,
the best!
I am not a time traveler. There is no DeLorean. I'm just that good.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just, yeah. Well,
I'm surprised.
I guess both me and Impact are great human beings.
Yeah.
That's our takeaway there.
Both of you.
Okay, so we do get to go to Game 5.
Well,
I just wish that game was a little bit shorter, though. I don't know about you guys, but, you know.
it's really putting me out. Wow. Okay, well, we get a Game 5, and we might have Solar eliminated from his BlizzCon potential.
Yeah.
I really want him to win, though, because I think his story is the coolest, just like Rogue's was, where Rogue needed to win, right, last year?
Yep.
And here it's like Solar is on this side of the bracket. He can eliminate the two hardest people, and then maybe it's him versus Sue in the finals, right? And then it's like the sickest, like, oh, the winner goes to BlizzCon. So, come on, Solar. Come on now, you can do it.
Crazy name for a map like this is only one player will catch their dream.
GSL SuperTournament Season 2 Round of 16 Match 3.
That's right, just get quiet.
Yeah. It's fine, I'll take over from here.
Titan EX1 Impact.
Hey, Tasteless.
What's up?
Infinity Gaming Solar.
Do you remember when Nanoa just sent all his probes against an ST because the game didn't matter?
Oh, that was a big plot twist in the Days cast, yeah. And we're like, oh, is he? You know, because there's that moment where we're saying, oh, is this a? And we're like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh, the game doesn't matter. Oh,
okay.
Jeez.
All right. Well, we're just gonna have to talk through this. That was long ago, wasn't it? Like
very
7 or 8 years ago?
No.
7?
6 maybe.
All right.
No.
We'll
5.5, 6. Right around.
You know, I'll settle on 7. Okay. How about that?
Okay. Well,
this is your
definitely
truth, and this is
7.
my truth. Okay. Your fake news over here, buddy.
Your alternative facts is
yeah.
what it is, Tasteless.
Why
Nanoa
won't you
was
just
not
embrace the
GSL
truth?
in 2011.
Now, Impact here, going for 3 hatches. No spawning pool yet.
He's so... This is the cool thing about Impact, because he is so aggressive, that sometimes he'll just mix in something like this. Like, for instance, in the VSL he won, I know I bring that up a lot, but it was like a very impressive feat by him. He 4-0'd Buell. He did 3, 12 pools with speed in a row, and then he went double hatch before pool in the last game, right? He's like priming you. He's like, no, I just rush. I'm just a cheeser. And then he does the ultimate economic cheese where he's like, I have 3 hatcheries. What's up? You know how much larva that is? Yeah. Oh, my God.
I think it's a great way to play a best of 5.
Yeah.
But, dude, there's some risk involved. For sure.
If this was just an aggressive pool build, like the build that Solar did last game, insta-free win. He sees it coming. He's just like, all right. He just leaves the game without a GG and walks off stage without his keyboard. That's what happens,
it's
right?
the equivalent of someone trying to steal something from the store, and as they walk out, the alarm goes off when they're caught on CCTV. And it's like, that was Game 5, ladies and gentlemen.
Well.
Ooh, the micro. Ooh, micro.
Now, is that the Zergling saying ooh micro, or is that the drone saying ooh micro?
I don't know, man. Again, I'm not sure.
So stupid.
Solar has got the Evo chamber up here. He's got a Roach Warren up. It's a very different direction here. He's turtled up. He's getting missile attack upgrades for the Roaches. And he's going to have to come out here with a pretty forceful attack that is going to have to do something.
Huh,
An additional Evo chamber coming here. Of course, the Queen's kind of clogging this entrance, so Lynx can't really be utilized. Behind this, Impact is making drones. We see 6 already coming out.
Yeah, and that's actually a really great choice, because I think that you're right that basically the attack of Solar will have to do something unless Impact suddenly was like, I'm going mass Zerglings! And then he's like, oh, there's a wall, and +1's on the way. Uh-oh, and then Solar wins by turtling, right? But in this case, the fact that he's getting up to this crazy drone count, if Impact just throws out his Roach Warren and just starts making nothing but roaches from here, he's good to go. Because look at the drone counts, right? Right now, 44 against 31. He's going so high on drones, man.
He's addicted
I'm getting
to
anxiety
drones.
right now.
He's
because
addicted.
Like, right now, look at this. He's up over 50 drones. This is like over 9,000.
Yeah.
Is what this is, okay?
Yeah. This is kind of wild. Now there's Lings hitting the front here. Now notice the roaches just out of vision. Now he knows there's probably some roaches. But he doesn't have that
sees it.
magic.
Yeah, no, he sees the upgrading and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and he knows that there's no third base. He knows what's going on. It's just he made so many drones.
Now the attack begins. The roaches are headed over here.
Dude, he needs to throw down spines. There's just no way. Look at this, the creep highway and stuff.
It's
like,
almost as if
Soul's just going to kill him.
I feel like Impact had a good idea, but didn't know how to execute it because he's like, this is just too much.
This is very
he's like,
last
oh
second
God,
right
there's
there.
too many roaches.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
yeah.
my queens.
I'm so. It's just. It's too bad too because when he first started drone up heavily, like when he was hitting 40 and stuff, I'm like, ooh yeah, no, this is going to be a cool game. But you're going up to over 50 drones. It's like, well, guys, he used 22 more larvae on drones than Solar did. It's crazy.
Okay, so yeah, I think this is going to just spiral out of control into a win here. Even with the spines finishing, the Solar doesn't have to actually attack into that, and therefore the spines come down to try to defend. Yeah. Which should give another opening. There's more roaches coming down here.
Yeah, with the transfusions and everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
this really highlights how long it takes for a spine crawler to burrow when you see a moment like this.
Indeed. Well, that's about that. So Solar stays in the running. All right.
Yep. Solar, I would say in this series, well-deserved. By the way, kudos to Solar for that crazy strat, trying to mix it up in Game 4. It didn't work out, but in the end, he came out on top. GG. Okay. Solar, our third player to move on to the round of 8.
His fate is in his own hands. See if he can keep it up over the next 3 days.
Puts his shoes back on. Or maybe he's one of those people that doesn't wear shoes, and except when he's playing StarCraft, and he walks around barefoot all the time.
Yeah. But, okay. Impact is out. I mean, Impact brings Solar to Game 5. It was kind of an interesting ZVZ. Fast and furious, but that's how Impact really does play.
Yeah, we're not going to have another ZVZ like that in a long time, to be honest. Just with the build orders that were picked, really cool stuff.
And GSL's over for the year, so we don't get to see Impact too much more.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm sure he'll be playing like the Olima Leagues and stuff, but other than that.
At least for us casting.
Yeah.
Okay, so Solar moves on. We've had a lot of great long games here today. And that leaves us with just one more best of 5.
That's right, Trap versus Stats. That's going to be a fantastic PvP.
And we'll be going to that match after this short break. Don't go away.